We have this live. We are live. We are live. Alive. It's alive. It's alive.
You see the new Frankenstein that's about to come out?
No.
I am the new Frankenstein that's about to come out. No, I didn't. It's coming out with a new Frankenstein? No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. Yeah, Benicio del Toro, I think. Or Guillermo del Toro? I don't know, one of the del Toros.
Guillermo, he's the director, ain't he?
Yeah, but sometimes, like that little bro
He's playing the doctor or he's playing the monster?
I don't know, man.
Frankenstein is not the actual monster, right? You know that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Dr. Frankenstein.
Could you? Yo, I wish that was my real last name. Anyway, we are live at the show, Fly Degenerates show. We're gonna talk a little bit about the Thursday night football game that is already taking place. Tunja's already scored apparently, and we're gonna make our picks for this week. A little bit of best bets. We'll do a little recap of Monday Night Football. We already did a Monday night recap of the Sunday's games, which is already on YouTube. You can check that out. We'll do an update to the picks contest. We'll do the picks draft. We'll do the parlay draft. Another money line parlay for your boy that cashes. Let's see if we can keep that streak going. Unfortunately, my touchdown streak ended, but when one streak ends, another one begins. But
Right.
Something's got to give.
how are we feeling, fellas? Word life. We didn't get to see you recapping Sunday, so why don't you start us off? What did you think of Sunday? What did you think of the dart start?
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm
The
not
jury's
gonna
still out right now as to whether or not you're out on Dable, right? We're still
right. No. I mean,
deciding.
look, there's nothing that should save this guy's job. I mean, the only thing that could save him is the impossible, which is us having some sort of a winning record or close, like a 7-game winning season, which I don't think is going to happen. So there's nothing that could save Dable, in my opinion, and I think rightfully so. It's through, like I said, I think I said it last week or the week before. You can't go three fucking, I think it's 3 or 4 fucking opening days and stink that bad. Because if that's to me, that's the head coach. Like, you have the whole off season, you come in here stinking to join up. So to me, it's over for them unless they put 7 wins together, which with this schedule, I don't see it. As far as Dart goes, though, you know what I mean. There's a little bright spot in the Giant Nation, but I'm not gonna poo-poo it as they say too much, but that defense won that game. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna shit on Dart, but that we won that game because of that defense, because of because we was all over fucking Herbert. So
Well, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I gotta give it to the Giants defense just because we had this conversation last week. I was asking you like where we at with Kayvon Thibodeau. Why are we not getting the difference making from this defensive line, all that they invested in it that can actually produce and turn into some game changing helping towards winning performances, and they finally showed it last week, so I got to give them credit for that.
Yeah, man, they showed out. That shit was the best part of it. That was the Dart experience was the I guess the cherry on top, but the most satisfying thing for me was watching Carter really let loose, and Tibbs and Burns and even Dex with the pick. So that was really fun to watch. Drew Phillips has been balling out this year. Nobody really talks about Newbin. He looks like a short tackler, real like a good player. So even though he did get dragged on that the Hampton run, but he's not afraid to get dirty, and the Giants defense is looking like they got a little bite to him. So I mean, that was one game, so we're not gonna jump. We're not gonna jump, but they definitely gave us what we expected them to look like a little bit. You know what I mean? So let's see if we could do it again. We got a better opponent for that. so to look good again. So let's see what happens.
Well, speaking of the Hampton run,
Now,
I did appreciate that my man Chris Berman in NFL Primetime, when he was doing the call for that game, he said, Hampton! He's going to the Hamptons! That shit was dope. Anyway, Flex, what were we going to say about the Giants?
now do we give credit to Jackson Dart because it kind of looked like from the beginning of the game it kind of rejuvenated the defense a little bit because I saw them moving around. I saw them moving around with a little bit of pep in their step
Yeah, you mentioned that
after
Monday, and I agree. Yeah.
yeah after that touchdown. They're kind of like I hadn't seen them flying to the ball in the
Right,
limited time that I had that I've watched the Giants.
right,
This season I haven't seen them flying to the ball like that.
right.
Um, like they were the other day
Look,
because obviously I also had more time to watch them because the you know
yeah,
the
the
Jets
Jets.
weren't playing.
I will say this: there's a few players that obviously every team has those dogs, and like I've just mentioned a few guys that do that, constantly throwing themselves at the ball or closing in. Phillips, Nubin, and Kerry K. I think at one point was leading the league in tackles. So those are the guys that usually do that. But yeah, I guess I think it's more the environment. And like, listen, man, I'm called a hater. I'm called a hater because I don't jump on the Dart bandwagon right away and all that. I'm not gonna say that that was because of Dart. The energy in the whole stadium, yeah, I'll say that. I'll say that he brought the people out. I'll say that
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, he
I
definitely
felt that
did.
shit.
Yeah, people wanted to show up to say I was there for his first draft. I mean, his first start. I know that. That's a fact. So in that sense, yeah, I'll give him that. You know what I mean? And the kid got sparked. The kid runs and all of that. But now they got tape on him. So we're gonna see. We're not gonna get too crazy. We're not gonna go. He threw for 111 yards. He did have a few of those sidearm throws. Running, moving up in the pocket, throwing on the run. That looked solid. That looked good. That was on target and everything. So there's definitely potential. I'm not crowning anybody yet, bro. I'm not.
So the jersey's
That's
not
just
in
me.
the
I,
mail.
Not
yeah,
yet. No.
I'm going off like based off like how when I was there a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and they just you could feel the energy difference. Um,
Oh yeah.
through the TV, like
Yeah.
it was like tangible.
Yeah, and I agree, and I give the kid credit for that. And I'll tell you another thing: when he had his back to the on his own end zone, he didn't look shaky. He didn't look scared. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things, a lot of things that he did check off. For me, like at home, the first eye test. You know what I mean? So I'll give him a few of those things. He didn't look shaken at all. He's confident. He showed it. You always hear about it off the field. Oh, he has the whatever pizzazz or the it whatever. You know what I mean? And he kind of showed that. But we'll see when the games get bigger and when we're not home. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that he still has to check off for me. But the kid, I'm happy for him. He got that dub. Um, and we're gonna see, man. Dable has to fucking calm down and not celebrate like a child in the sideline. You know what I mean? Talk about that's our guy. That shit pissed me off
So
so
you are
fucking bad.
very anti-coach celebrating on the
That shit got
sidelines.
me so. But you see, look, Glenn, what's his name? Aaron
Aaron
Glenn.
Glenn.
He ran a little bit. He did a little shoulder shuffle. Got back in the spot. Feel me? That's cool. Yo, it's the first, and it was at the end of the game. It's the first fucking drive you yell at the fans. Talk about that's my guy. Like basically saying like nobody else was. That's the guy I wanted. And look and he proved it. No, nigga, he had one fucking drive. Slow down, bro. Calm
Hmm.
the fuck down. Sit your ass down, man. That's how I felt about that, bro. I got shit really. I left a nasty taste in my mouth, man. I really did, bro. And that's the same guy that I was on this fucking podcast roasting because he was fucking acting a fool in preseason, yelling at the O-line during a fucking preseason game. Shut the fuck up. What have you done here, bro? Calm the fuck down. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm wilding. Maybe I'm wilding a little bit, but you gotta act like an adult, man. You can't. You gotta control your emotions, man. Throwing the pot, the 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 iPad on the floor over Daniel Jones. I get it. You frustrated. Daniel Jones fucking stunk here. I get all of that, but you gotta remember that you in the camera, bro. You the head coach. I don't know. Anyway, We'll see.
I mean,
We got
in
the
his
Saints this week.
defense, he wanted to break the tablet over Daniel Jones's head, so he
Right.
did show restraint.
Yeah, he did. He did. Right. You're right. Now, but look, we got the Saints this week, so let's see what we do, man. We're away. You know what I mean? We're underdogs there. One. What is it? Point for one and a half. So let's
It's
see
kind
what
of
happens,
crazy.
man. It was 2.5 a couple of days
They were
ago. So
favorites.
Yeah, I
yeah,
bet it on Sunday night. I bet the Saints as favorites.
not nice. Wait, you bet the favorite? Oh, really?
The Saints were getting 2.5 on Sunday night. I jumped on
Yeah,
that.
the Giants were favorites.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Did I say that
Okay.
the
Okay.
Saints were
Okay.
favorites?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
said the
yeah.
Saints. Yeah.
Oh no, I meant the Giants were favorites. The Saints were getting points at home.
Oh, nice. That's a good one. See, I like that one.
Now he has 4. Now he has 4 points in his pocket.
Yeah, no, we
Makes
could
sense.
try to head to Middletown. Try to see if I take the take the Giants plus 3.5, and then hopefully it lands on 1 and both bets cash. But
Nice.
we'll save
Ching,
that
ching.
for another day. I want to just say something about the Jets and about that Monday night game.
Mhm.
I'm done with the Jets. The Jets, as you know, I think I've probably been, of the three of us, I've been the biggest Jet supporter coming into this season vocally. I think Flex was a little apprehensive. He was sort of just kind of taking his time, taking the wait and see approach. I was very bullish on the Jets coming into the season. I kept on talking about how I could not understand why they were, their odds were predicting them to finish last in the division. I was very down on the Dolphins. And then I just feel like a fool watching that game. Feel like a fool. And I'm not going to do the whole thing. Like, I feel like it has been a very popular position for people to criticize or refer to Sauce Gardner as overrated. I'm not going to talk about whether he's overrated or not. But he needs to shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear you complaining about how you're officiated. Listen, unfortunately for Sauce Gardner, and unfortunately for the Jets as a whole, whether you're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. I don't disagree that Sauce Gardner and a lot of it's funny because as I was watching that game, and when they called the push off on Garrett Wilson, then negated touchdown, I was about to post something about how Garrett Wilson gets a different whistle than a lot of other receivers. But then I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. First of all, I got to wait and see how the rest of this game plays out. And ultimately, no matter how it plays out, until the Jets establish themselves with some sort of consistency and some sort of respectability, I can't go to bat and be making any kind of cases for Garrett Wilson or anybody else. And if Sauce Gardner did half a good a job defending the receivers as he does defending himself publicly, whether it's on Instagram or Twitter or any of this other stuff, maybe we wouldn't have these problems. But I don't want to hear from Sauce Gardner anymore. If you watch the Waller touchdown that was caught on him, or the Achane touchdown run where he runs right by him, Sauce is just not this. Like, I'm not gonna say he's overrated, but he's not the same guy he was rookie year. And I don't think it's from a talent standpoint. I think he's still talented. What I feel like what's happening to the Jets, and I don't want to totally write them off, but I feel like what I'm seeing is one of the biggest fears that I would have had, which is 3 years ago, I felt like when I was watching the Jets, I felt like they had these cornerstones on both sides of the ball. You had Brees and Garrett Wilson on the offensive side of the ball. You had Sauce, Quinn, and Williams on the defensive side of the ball. And you can throw Quincy in there too. They had young cornerstones that they could build around and that could set a tone of, this isn't Jets teams of the past. We're young. We expect to win. We're coming into these games with a different type of attitude, a different type of spice. I was seeing, and even though, like I said, and I maintain this, I think a lot of the big time reputation that defense established, a lot of it was circumstantial. A lot of it was built on playing against bad and backup quarterbacks, and I maintain that. But at the end of the day, sometimes you need that, whether it's good or bad. If busting up on some fucked up quarterbacks gives you some confidence on defense and kind of has you playing with an attitude, playing nasty, playing with some swag, it doesn't matter how you get there. If you get there and you can maintain that level and turn the franchise around, turn the attitude around, and sort of establish a new identity, it doesn't matter if it's against backup quarterbacks. But
Right.
whatever identity I felt like they were establishing 2 years ago, I feel like I thought they had a chance to get back. Part of why I was high on the Jets coming into this season, there was a part of me that thought, now that the Rodgers experiment is over, it's a little bit of a soft reset. They got a new coach. He's a defensive-minded coach. Hopefully they can get back to some of that nasty attitude and confidence and stinginess on defense. There's a lot of the players are still there. I understand that they've lost some of the players, but I had this belief that they can get back to that. They have a quarterback who still has a high ceiling if they can develop him, play a little bit of a more of a ground and pound style of offense, play some ball control. They can't do that if the defense is garbage. And the defense is garbage. And Sauce Gardner's playing like garbage. I don't care about what his PFF ranking is. I don't care about any of the bullshit next-gen stats that say he's a top-flight corner in the league. He's not making difference-making plays. And this is not the same defense that Darrelle Revis was on. That Darrelle Revis never put up stats, but he had impact because he could cut off the field. And he also did still make plays. But it wasn't about the plays he was making. It was about this where he, the role he played in the structure of the defense. I don't know what role Sauce Gardner plays in the structure of this defense. He doesn't pride himself on stopping one individual receiver. He doesn't pride himself on tackling clearly. And I just don't know what's happened to this guy. But whatever's happened to him, I don't want to hear him complaining about the way he's officiated. And I'm very much out on the Jets now. And I don't know. I'm just annoyed. I'm frustrated. I'm disappointed. And I just feel like when I see and hear Sauce Gardner going about this whole business of defending himself, that just makes me feel like it's a wrap, and the whole idea of the Jets and the poison and the fans has all gotten into his head, and I don't know how he comes out of that, because that's the shit that the fans do, the complaining, the refs, and the this and the that, and once you see the players start doing that, it's a fucking wrap. And that's where I am with Sauce Gardner, and that's where I am with the Jets. I think it's a fucking wrap. I can't believe it. I don't want to write them off for the rest of the year, but it's not even about the fact that they lost to the Dolphins. It's about the goofy way that they did lose. You outgained them, although a lot of that shit was garbage time anyway. It's amazing that the Dolphins didn't even play well, but at no point did I feel like the Jets were going to win that game. It was just what's the next way they're going to make sure they lose the game was what I was watching the game for. And Aaron Glenn, he's been preaching this ain't the same old Jets, and he's had his posture that he takes with the media and all that shit, and I don't care about the media shit. I don't get into all that, but What I do get into is I was expecting Aaron Glenn to tighten some of this shit up. I've never been a big fan of his schematic defensive plans. I didn't think he was a tremendous defensive coordinator with the Lions, but I thought he could come in, earn the respect of the players, defensive-minded coach, played the game. Seemed like the players in Detroit really connected with him. I thought he could have that kind of impact on this team. I'm not going to throw him away with 4 games in, but 4 games in, the Jets look worse than they've looked in a while. And I don't know what that means for the players. I don't know what that means for Aaron Glenn. All I know is that I am publicly retracting all of the things that I said I thought that the Jets had a chance to do this year. And I apologize for going long-winded, going on that rant. I was just trying to. I had planned on delivering that in a much angrier fashion. I tried to keep myself composed and not be,
Right.
not be overly disrespectful to anybody. But that's where I'm at.
Damn, nigga threw a flag on Sauce for defending himself.
Crazy.
At least he's defending somebody. Who the fuck else is he defending?
Yeah, man. That's what like.
I mean, when I
sometimes-
see somehow whenever somebody scores on the Jets, Sauce Gardner's right there. He's always involved. He's always missing the tackle. He's always in bad position. He's always like, yo, make a fucking play. And I don't want to be the guy that simplifies shit to that. But sometimes after a while, it's like, yo, I don't want to hear about the refs. I don't want to hear that.
it's not never. It's not never your fault.
Yeah, man. Come
Right,
on.
right.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I think some of these players just they got too used to the way that the previous regime coached them, and I just don't see that mentality. Like the only like it just sometimes in the past few years it always felt like they would get punked, like with against pretty much any team. Like the Bills would do it all the time. They would just kind of like punk them and stuff like that. And I think they got used to it. Now they have to get rid of a bunch of these guys that are. It's kind of like they have that mentality in them. And then like the couple dogs that they
But
were
then
that they had.
You don't feel like that because like what I was I know what you're talking about. What I was referring to was the last year before Rodgers. I felt like because that was year 2 of Sauce and Garrett, right? The last year before Rodgers or whatever
Yeah.
it was, 2023, 2022. I'm confused, but I feel like that one year I saw a Jets team that had let go of a lot of that punk. Like they weren't winning games, but they weren't like what happened against the Bills, where they're laughing at you. Let's get a Elijah Moore touchdown. That wasn't happening. That year.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, because that was the year, like that was the year that I guess they had all the expectations, and then I feel like they played more angry because of what they had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And I think then year
what they had
3,
to deal with, meaning Zach.
where like
Wilson.
with Zach Wilson after Aaron Rodgers going down in the first
Well,
game.
I'm talking about
You-
pre-Rodgers.
That was that pre-Rodgers. That
I
was
feel
their
like
first year.
in the last 10 years, or I don't know, in the last
No, because they only had
7 years. Go ahead.
They only had 1 year pre-Rodgers, because that was Sauce, Wilson, and Brees.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the first year with Rodgers,
He was
where
hurt.
where they got hurt, but then the defense kind of started showing up as well. Because they were they won 7 games, and that was another season that they kind of tightened up on the defense. Then I think they went into year 3.
You think
now
that
they
defense
have
was as good as it was the year before?
No, but like that was because that was Sosa's first year, but they had signed DJ Reed, and like it was just there was a lot more in like that was a year one for a lot of the guys that
But
got
that's
there.
but that's
So
yes, exactly. But that's the point I'm making, to just sort of in response to what you were saying about how some of these guys have gotten used to the
they
punking and
got
the
beat down.
bullshit.
Yeah.
But I felt like that one year where it was a lot of new blood. There was the first year for Sauce. It was the first year. I felt like that year had so much good energy, and they had a chance to set a new standard,
Mhm.
and it all just went away.
Yeah, and I mean, they got rid of some of the dogs like John Franklin Myers. That was like a junkyard dog. On the line, you had DJ Reed, who was a dog as well, and who got tired. Maybe that had something to do with kind of like what he saw that was going on behind the scenes as well. So you got rid of two of like the blue collar kind of players on your defense
Yeah,
that
but
play
I
angry.
expect I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, rosters are gonna change, right? We're gonna lose. You're gonna lose players from year to year. That's why I specifically mentioned the cornerstones, guys like Sauce who got paid and they want to be here for a while. Guys like Quentin Williams who got paid and they're not gonna lose him to free agency. Guys like Garrett Wilson who got paid. I think along with that comes you're the standard bearers. We
Yeah,
losing a couple of guys who were dogs. Nah, you supposed to be the dogs.
yeah,
You're supposed to make the
Right.
next guy into the same dog that just went out the door. That's why you got paid. Like that's
yeah,
part of why you're here. You're not here to make excuses about referees. You're here to hold everybody to a high standard and to hold yourself to a high standard. And like with NFL and free agency and roster turnover, you're not gonna have the same roster every year. But that's why it's important that whoever you allocate this money to, whoever you pay to sort of be the face of the franchise, to be these cornerstones, they're supposed to be setting the standards. It's not supposed to be,
yeah,
oh, well, we lost DJ Reed and now our defense is soft and pussy now.
yeah.
Right.
I know, but I'm saying like sometimes when you get rid of the guys, like when you get rid of guys like that, and then you bring in rookies, when you know, like like Sauce hasn't been there around winning or dogs to transfer that over to the next guy. You know what I'm saying? Then you get rid of like the guys that you get rid of the dogs. Like for example, DJ Reed was in Seattle before. You know what I'm saying? So he brought that kind of winner mentality. When you have like this guy who's been um with the almost like bred in like the losing culture, and then you have like Robert Sala, who was your coach, who was like always making excuses, who was always kind of like that same mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of feels like okay, that kind of like stuck to them, and then they don't know what to transfer over to the next guys. So like they have to bring in players that have that mentality already, which is like
I don't want to hear that.
I
I
don't know. I
understand what you're
just
saying, but I just don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear
No,
that
of course.
when.
I'm just saying. I'm saying that that's kind of like what happened. Not like that
It's
excusing it
okay.
because that's
Right.
what
No, I
happened.
hear you. Yeah, I hear you. But the one thing I will say is that I feel like I can't keep being unfair to Robert Sala, because for whatever my issues were with him and how he presented publicly and how he interacted in the post games and how he conducted his interviews with the media and all that shit, for all of that, I didn't love any of that shit that he was doing. But I got to give him credit for what I saw from that defense and from those young guys who came in there who were very impressionable, to what you're saying in terms of like when rookies come and they don't have a standard, you're looking for somebody to set the standard. Whoever set the standard, whether it was Salah or whether it was fucking CJ Mosley or whether it was DJ Reed, whatever they had cooking that last year before Rodgers, when that defense was really sort of to seem to form an identity and they were nasty and you could tell people did not want to play the Jets defense, that's all gone. And Sauce Gardner should have been the guy to carry that. Quentin Williams should have been the guy to carry that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally agree with what you're saying about the guys that they lost, and and Sauce is a young guy, but like, yo, I'm just super disappointed that he came in what I felt like was as fucked up as it is to say. There's never a good time to come to the Jets, as of right now. but I feel like their rookie years was as good of a rookie year as you could hope for to build off of for young guys coming into a team to set a new standard to change the culture. Like when you're talking about the Jets, you're operating from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to build the culture. There's not anything that's established there. I feel like they came in as good a time as any when expectations were not out of control, but again, I don't know if I signed this to Robert Saleh or who was responsible for it, but I was getting the impression that whether there was expectations or standards or whatever, there was there seemed to be a standard being established on defense that has quickly disappeared. The Jets, there was a standard on defense. You could see the way the guys are communicating with each other, that there was an expectation that we're going to shut people down. There was an expectation that we know that fucking Zach Wilson is killing us. He's not moving the ball down the field. We're getting fucked up field position. We're going to have to hold all these teams to 10 points. But I didn't see a team that wilted under that. I didn't see a defense wilting under that. I saw a defense giving all of their bodies to live up to that standard. Okay, if the expectation, we got to hold these motherfuckers to less than a touchdown, 2 field goals, we're going to go out there and let's go do it. It seemed like they had that attitude, and again, I expected the guys who were still there to be able to keep that standard and build and grow on that standard. And I'm just super disappointed that not only have they not done that, but now it's already started with the finger pointing and the excuse making and it's not my fault. Like that shit is whack.
Right. And it also seems like they never brought when teams lose certain players, it's like they'll bring like the replacement for those guys. Like I always felt like
from where you're from.
Huh?
Like even like from like where you're from. Like for example, like if he brought some guys from like Detroit, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
right. No, but
yeah.
I meant, yeah, definitely that. But I meant as like even from that Salah era, like that defense, like that we were just talking about the pre Rodgers, like they never brought like that second corner, like they never brought like the replacement, of Franklin Myers, however you say it. Like they never brought like guys to fill those.
Wasn't the DJ Reed replacement supposed to be this guy Stevens?
Yeah, I mean, like, but who is that?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Only
So
the
you
people
want
scoring
somebody
touchdowns now.
with a bigger name.
like just or like yeah, like like.
Well, I don't know who was
You're gonna
available in defense free agency this past season. I didn't even really, I really wasn't that deep into it.
He did bring some guys from Detroit though, didn't he? Glenn? Or it was just coaching?
I'm not
just
sure.
coaches.
All I know is that the guys that are supposed to be the cornerstones of this defense and the faces and the standard bearers are clearly not only not playing well, they're not holding the standard. Like
I think two things have to happen. I think two things have to happen with the Jets. Aaron Glenn has let his rookie year pass. I feel like he gives a fuck. I don't think he's one of those just collecting the check coaches.
No, definitely not. I would never accuse him of that.
No, but I know I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying, like, I like the hopes in him. Like I feel like he's gonna learn a lot from his rookie year as a head coach. Like, and I mean, like I kind of have a vibe like that off for him. And secondly, he's already trying to weed his fucking roster. So, the film don't lie. Let him kind of get his hands in that dirt and kind of weed those players that don't want to play or you know what I mean, and then see what he does this offseason.
They already I think they already started doing it, man.
He's doing that. No, that's what I'm saying. He is doing
that with the trade that they did with your boys that you had the hat on of with the Jarvis Brownlee Jr.
Yeah, right.
Like that, putting in that sort of mentality instead of Michael Carter, who was one of the top slot cornerbacks in the league the last couple of years or whatever when he hasn't been banged up, got paid, and then now he's always injured, and now he's kind of like looks like he's not shying off a contact and stuff like that. So I think they're trying to slowly flip it.
Yeah.
kind of I think their mistake was giving the benefit of the doubt to the players that were already here, and now that they're seeing shit how it's going down, they're slowly kind of putting in players that they're selecting
Right.
to take over for them down the line.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. So, and it's still early, and I think he's gonna have that. I'm not out on him building that culture yet. That's basically what I'm saying. I think he's still capable of doing that. Whether he will or not, that's to be seen. But he definitely seems like he got that little edge to him. So, I'm not a fan of the talking to the reporters all crazy and all that neither. But
No, you're not
I
a
think
fan of the sideline dancing. Oh no, you said you were cool with Glenn's, right?
yeah, that's
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Damn, these fucking Rams are melting right before our eyes. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, speaking of that, let's get these picks in order so we can get to watching this Thursday night game. Does anybody have any plays aside from the picks? Does anybody have any thoughts, any bets, any insight for the coming weekend or for this game?
I would have to.
No,
let me see.
mine was a Tunja's touchdown, which obviously it hit already.
Yeah,
I
no,
tried to
great.
tell you, but
Oh, you
No,
sent
I
that
took
in?
it. I took it.
You did it, yeah.
I mean, I did a little hedge, but I took it. I did. I told you I did the either it was Tunges or Born, and it was at a plus number. Still at a plus number. So, all right. Update on the picks contest. I got to start to do the graphics again. I haven't been doing the weekly graphics so we can all keep up, but I'm gonna try to do the weekly graphics, and I think I'm gonna try to post it every week, every Monday somewhere. I don't know where y'all think would be the best place, but we'll talk about that later. But anyway, right now, through week 4, 1 month into the season, Ward Life with a little bit of a bounce back week. We went on guard head to head in 2 different games. We split them both. Broncos covered for you against my Bengals. My Cowboys covered for me against your Packers. You got your Woody Marks touchdown pick. Finished the week with 3 points, 5 points on the season, but bouncing back. Flex with a great read on the first pick. Steelers. Now, the good man Dan Rooney doesn't have to spin like a rotisserie malecon chicken in his grave because the Steelers went to Ireland and covered the spread while Rodgers was drinking a Guinness. He was very open, kept on talking about drinking Guinness and the thing I saw. Unfortunately, obviously the Chargers did not cover against the Giants, and Panthers did they even show up to play the Patriots? Who knows?
No.
They didn't even get off the bus.
Yeah.
And then I had the Rams. My Rams covered against Indianapolis. Shout out to A.D. Mitchell. And that's it. And Darnell Mooney got hurt in the game, so my touchdown streak comes to an end. But my second money line parlay of the year, cash, we're 2-2 with the money line parlays.
Crazy.
Shout out to the Chiefs.
That's tough.
How much are you plus on that now?
I was plus 475, the biggest one of the
No, I'm
year.
saying like altogether. So now you're.
Oh, combining the 2 parlays?
Yeah.
That was a 475, and then the week 2 one was a 313. So that adds up to
788.
788. Look at the fucking math whiz over here.
I mean,
Quick with the math. That's you want to spot a drug. Tell me you're a drug dealer without telling me you're a drug dealer.
That's it right there.
All right.
Dominican and good at math.
All right. So the contest currently stands. Oh, and of course the box went 3-0. How could I forget?
Jeez.
You should have led with that one. Nice.
Yeah, box went 3-0.
So where the
no,
point-
but the
what-
box got off to a slow start. That was the first winning week for the box.
Yeah, but I feel like we all were waiting for it to start.
A correction. Now, what are the points currently?
Points points are currently Flex. 3-point week last week. Total of 11 points on the year. 1 and 2 on the week. 5 and 7 on the year. I got 4 points on the week. 12 points total. 2 and 1 for the week. 6 and 6 for the year. Word Life. 3 points for the week. 5 points for the year. 1 and 2 on the week. 2 and 10 on the year.
Yuck. 2 and 10.
Those 2 0-3 weeks 2 and 3 really hurt you. But it's still early. I mean, 2 0-3 weeks. You were 0-3. We were 1 and 2. These things you can go on a roll at any moment.
Yeah.
And
right where you want them.
Yeah, and then the box obviously 3 and 0. Moneyline parlays, fellas. You got a lot of catching up to do. I'm hot with the money.
Yeah, you hot right now, boy.
Anyway, all right. First pick. We're gonna do it same way we've been doing it, draft style. Actually, I think Word Live. I think your pick 2. No, your pick. Well, you both got 3 points. You got the 3-point pick. He got a 2 and a touchdown. You guys can decide how you want to do it or who goes second.
He should go first because he got his was 3. And mine was 2, right?
Sure. All right, sure. So you'll have the 2 back-to-back picks after Flex. All right, my first pick. This is a little bit tough for me, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks, giving 3 points at home against Tampa Bay. I don't like to fade Tampa Bay, especially coming off of a loss against the Eagles, but I don't know, man. I think this is a big game for the Seahawks. Seahawks have been impressive this first month of the season. I was watching one of these podcasts, and they were saying, "Oh man, the Seahawks haven't faced a defense like Tampa Bay this year." And I was like, the Seahawks faced a fully healthy San Francisco defense week 1, and they played the Steelers week 2. So it's not like the Seahawks have been playing cupcake defenses. If you
Right.
Even if you want to argue that Tampa Bay is the best defense that they've played, the point is still that it doesn't make sense that they have not been playing shitty defenses. But anyway, I think Seattle's the real deal, man. I think that defense is really tough, and I just feel like, as crazy as it sounds, I think Baker might be heading towards overrated. I feel like Baker has been
crazy.
kind of like underrated, his underdog his whole career so far. I think he finally caught on with Tampa Bay. I feel like this season has been a little bit of like an awakening. A lot of people are talking about Baker. He had a couple of exciting come-from-behind wins to start the year. And now I feel like it's like, yo, Baker's the guy. And like I just look at it like Baker's going to a 3-1 Seattle team on the road, which is a tough place to play. He's without his number 1 receiver. He's likely without Bucky Irving, his number 1 running back as well. They got injuries on the defense, and Seattle's cooking. I feel like 3 points is not enough. I feel like that's maybe a little too much Baker respect. I would have thought that going up against that team, I would have thought maybe 4.5 point line for Tampa Bay, considering the injuries. But Seattle currently fully healthy. Seattle extra rest, having not played since last Thursday. They've had time to get healthy. They've had time to prepare for Baker. And I just feel like 3 points. I think they should get the win. I think Baker's going to have a tough time moving the ball against this Seattle defense. Seattle defense has proven to be the real deal this year. And I think this is an opportunity for Seattle to kind of cement themselves in the conversation of competitive teams. Like, listen, if they get rolled by Tampa Bay, then for everybody who's been saying, yo, Seattle, look, they're having a breakout season, then that shit all goes away. Then they're back in the we got to wait and see conversation. But I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that they're going to make a statement this game. I think they're going to vault themselves into the, conversation for the NFC West division title. I think they go to 4-1, and I think that Tampa falls to 3-2. I'm taking the Seahawks. I'll give the 3 points.
I like it. Tampa going across the country too.
That too, yeah.
And And I think they're out without Bucky, right? Or am I bugging?
That's what I said. Yeah, I think that
Oh, you did
being
say that.
without
My
your
fault.
number one receiver and without, I mean, Bucky has been a big deal for them.
He's a
I think
beast.
what he's been able to establish from a running game standpoint has opened things up for Baker. So.
Right. My fault. I
Yeah,
missed that.
man. Nah, you threw me for a loop because that was my pick. So shout out shout out to the points for
That was why I
letting
took
you
it because
steal.
I had a feeling you might have been on that.
Yeah, damn. All right, so I'm gonna shift over to the bounce back in the LA Chargers.
Ah, that was the
Co-
next one I wanted.
Coming off that, giving 2.5, coming off that that rough showing, going across country. That was almost like the old time Chargers, the ones that they always said would, it's 10 o'clock over there, their body clock and all that stuff, and they would always lose because of that. It was almost as if like they told them about that and they remembered that they were supposed to play like shit.
Yeah.
Because it was a cross country flight, 1 o'clock freaking start time. So I think they bounced back. Uh, I know it's a little tough because they lost Joe Alt. But
Is
I
he
mean, I
definitely
don't
out?
think. Well, he has a high ankle sprain, so he's
Oh,
definitely
okay, yeah.
he's definitely out at least for this game. I mean, unless barring a miracle or whatever. But I don't think that the Washington front is like that kind of um in line to kind of go over the top and kind of take advantage of just one spot being open, and because we're going from the Giants that obviously they were already playing well and they were all in game, they were able to take that next step, um and kind of shake Herbert up. I think the Chargers, until further notice, they kind of feel like that team that, like, you're confident when they're home, not so confident when they're away. So 3-point pick, give me the Chargers to bounce back over the Washington Commanders. I don't even know did they is Jaden Daniels back?
I think they officially
Yeah.
said Jaden Daniels is expected to play. I was just
Yeah,
looking that up
so
just now. Because
I mean,
I think you got Jaden Daniels, but you're still without Terry McLaurin. Because what you were
yeah,
just
so
saying
it's
about stretching the top of the defense, that's why I thought to check on Terry McLaurin.
yeah, because it's who were they even throwing to?
Debo
Well,
I just,
Debo,
Samuel
yeah,
and
watching Tebow Samuel
Ertz.
trying to go deep is comedy, by the way.
Noah Brown. Oh no, Noah Brown is out too.
Yeah, so
So their top three receivers are on the injury report. Terry McLaurin is out, Noah
Luke
Brown is
Luke
out,
McCaffrey.
and Debo Samuel is
Oh yeah, Luke.
questionable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Luke McCaffrey.
Is he a
You got
receiver or is he a tight end?
No,
receiver.
he's a
Luke.
receiver.
Receiver.
He's
He
a
got
busy
He
receiver.
got 2 touchdowns this season already.
Wow.
I
good
think they
for
were
him.
both. I think they were both on Sunday.
Oh yeah, it might have
Oh,
been.
were they?
Still, I didn't give a false. I didn't give a false stat though.
Yeah. They also don't really have much of a running game either.
Yeah,
Right.
Crosby, Bill
I
Crosby
hate what they
Merritt has
do.
not exactly
they
splashed
need to
onto
be
the scene.
chocolate
Yeah.
pudding him on the bench.
I hate what they do. I hate what they do with the running backs for so long. I don't never understood that shit.
Yeah, so 3-point pick. There it goes. Let's go, Cheeks.
All right, man. So my 3-point pick, I'm gonna take y'all right here to Jacksonville, bro. I'm gonna take y'all. I'm gonna go with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh,
Oh,
Um,
damn.
giving 3.5 to the Jags. I've actually heard
Mm.
fucking guys
Uh-oh.
going with the Jags here, getting 3.5. I don't think that's enough for a Kansas City Chief team. This is perfect for Kansas City. What's happening right now is perfect for Kansas City. Everybody's out on them. They're looking for the new fucking white knight to pop up out of the AFC, and the Chiefs are just riding along, just keep praising everybody. You know what I'm saying? And Pat Mahomes and them Chiefs are still there. And I wouldn't be surprised if they get it together and they make it to the Super Bowl again this year. But That's a little premature, but
Hmm.
I think that's where we're headed. This is right where we this is right where they want to be, under the radar, and getting healthier. So I think the 3.5 is just not enough for the Jags. That just go stagnant. I like what they're doing. I like what they're building. I'm coming around with this coaching staff on defense. They're flying around. They look pretty good. But I don't think they're gonna get that much. I don't think they're gonna get 164 out of this running game this week, and I think it's a good spot to pick KC here. So that's my 3-point pick. Kansas City Chiefs giving 3.5 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, with my 2-point pick, I'm a little iffy to see that neither one of you guys took this team. So I moved it from my 3 to my 2. So with that said, I'm going to cross seas and I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings, giving 4.5 to the rookie quarterback Gabriel. Not even the rookie quarterback that I believe should be there, but the Cleveland Browns and that rookie quarterback. I think that Minnesota defense and Flores, they just keep giving people. Well, not always, not. They're. I feel like they're tough. They're a tough defense. I feel like schematically they're a tough defense.
Especially
Um,
for your first start.
Right, especially for your first start, and they're overseas, and then they stay overseas, so they didn't have to travel and all the other side notes or whatever. But I just think even if we were here in the States, that Minnesota defense schematically is going to be a problem. And they play for Flores, man. That's a fact. And I think Wentz, even though he lost last week, I feel like he got his legs under him, and he rallied late in that game. And if he would have started off like that, and I think that's what they're gonna go for, to try to get him to start off like that. And I think he's capable of doing it. Though the Cleveland Browns D line is good and all that, Minnesota does have a good O line also. So I don't think they're gonna have as much success as they did prior week. So give me Minnesota as my 2-point pick.
Um,
Lex?
yeah, no, before that, like I want to know how the Minnesota Vikings finagled having two back-to-back games
Right.
in London, being able to stay there and it counting as away games. Both of them.
That's
Well,
a good point. It's a good point.
well, it's not two back-to-back games in London. It's two back-to-back games
I'm
in
saying
the
Overseas.
UK.
overseas.
Yes, or in not in Europe.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
go ahead. I have comments on that too, but go ahead.
All right. So for my 2-point pick, I'm reluctant to do it again, but it's 7 points. So I'm gonna go with the Las Vegas Raiders and my boy Gino
Ooh.
Wow.
to cover, not to win, to
Right.
cover over my boo and the Indianapolis Colts. If we
Wait, but so
remember,
you didn't get the memo, right? Just want to
no,
make sure.
was
Gino
your
rolled
boo?
back. Did you know that?
No,
Oh,
I didn't. No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
he rolled back. Just want to let you
finally.
know he rolled back.
What,
Yeah.
what did it say?
It
Suck?
said. It said.
You guys are right.
Yeah, that's what it said. That's what it said.
It said you got it.
Damn it.
You got it. You got it. It said like that. Times two. You got it. Times two. You got it. You got it.
Oh
Yeah, I
man,
guess I shouldn't have
that's
waited
funny.
this long to write back. Nah, I just, if you remember, um, this is the team, Daniel Jones. This is the team that he tore his ACL against in a game that Max Crosby was running like a man with his hair on fire after him. So I don't know if that's in the back of his head. I don't know if he gets shaken up a little bit. He did play well last week. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. I just think if he's keeping his head on the swivel and kind of has that in the back of his mind, I could see the, I can see the Raiders at least keeping it close. We saw Ashton Genty kind of break out a little bit for 3 touchdowns. Obviously, the week that I benched him for Lad McConkey, don't even get me started on that. But I just think maybe maybe it just took some time. I know that they had an injury on the offensive line, but if they can keep this game close, if kind of Gino, it's a controlled atmosphere again, that that's kind of like what he's been used to recently. So in the dome. So give me, I like them to keep it close. I don't necessarily like them to win, but with 7 points, give me the LV Raiders to cover the 7 point spread over the Colts.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot. The only thing, I was obviously kidding around about the rights back, but all kidding aside now, I think this is the rights back game. If he can't cover 7 in Indy against Daniel Jones, then that's love, sincerely, Gino. That's the end of the letter. Because
you go right back to sucking.
Yo, for real, because like he's been real bad this year, like to start the season, and they got that win against New England, but like just watching him play, he don't look right. He looks like he's making like some rookie reads, and he doesn't have his accuracy. And I'm not gonna fully blame Gino, because there's an offensive coordinator there that I am not fond of, and I think that has a lot to do with it, and then I think that has a lot to do with Ashton Genty's struggle as well, but we're going to leave that out of it. And about Minnesota, I love that pick, and I still may do it, probably not going to, but I thought a lot about that pick for my survivor pick. But the one thing that I was thinking about as I continued to think about it, speaking to your how did they finagle staying over there, is that a good thing? Because there's a part of me that was thinking, like, do I want the team that is had a completely foreign week? They're not even in their same practice facilities. They're not in the film room. They're in Dublin somewhere, and now they're in London. Do I want that team, or do I want the team that's had relative continuity for the practice leading up to just they have to travel? But they're not completely foreign to traveling. Obviously, it's a longer flight than they're used to. But there was a part of me that was like, I don't even know if that staying there, I don't know how much of an advantage that is. I mean, obviously, I love to go up against a rookie quarterback, and I'm not saying it's the wrong pick, but I'm just saying I was, because you said you're curious as to why neither of us was on it, and that's what my thinking was. I was thinking about being on it, but there was a part of me that was really trying to lean into the whole idea of them staying there, and I was kind of like, like for everything. The one thing I will say is I trust Kevin O'Connell. I think he's a great coach, and I think he'll manage that well. But there was a part of me that was just kind of like, part of me is kind of like, I don't even know if that's a good thing that they haven't been back home to, to the comfort of a traditional practice facility and film room.
I thought that too. It crossed my mind. I ain't gonna lie to you. It crossed my mind.
Yeah, but I guess the one thing you could say is I'll trust in Kevin O'Connell to have all that figured out and be able to get them the appropriate film study and practice time, dealing with foreign facilities. So, but anyway, okay, my second pick. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna pull a little bit of a flex, because Flex went. He went back to the Chargers. After the Chargers let him down last week. I'm going to go back to the Bengals. I'm going back.
Oh, I like it.
I'm going to take the Bengals. That's just a completely outrageous number. Like, listen, I'm similar to what you're saying about Vegas. You don't expect them to win, but you think that they can cover. This is my last shot. I'm going to give Jake Browning and the Bengals one last chance to see if is this it? They're going to just be shit the whole year, or are they going to show some fight, or is Jake Browning going to be able to? Because I've bet on Jake Browning before. He's covered for me in the past. Well, Joe Burrow has 2 comeback player of the year trophies in his closet, so that tells you that we've seen a lot of Jake Browning the last couple of years. Right. So I'm going to trust, especially I'm mildly encouraged by the attitude that Jamar Chase had after the game. He was being asked what's going on, and he's like, you don't like losing, whatever. I'm going to trust that at home, we know that the Lions, as much as a fucking buzzsaw as they have been, they're not the same kind of buzzsaw on the road, on grass, as they are at home. I'm going to trust that this will be one last stand for the Bengals, one last stand for Jake Browning. Obviously, we know Burrow's not coming back this year, but it's still early enough in the year that I'm going to try to trust that the Bengals have not quit on the season, and I'm going to just trust the number. It's just a humongous number. I mean, if anything, I'll at least just hold my last hopes on the fact that maybe the Lions go up big and then they just fucking take out, they don't go hard with the starters the way that they might have ordinarily run up the score at home. I'm hearing what am I hearing? TV? What you got going on? I'm hearing something.
Is that me?
I'm hearing sound coming from somewhere. I don't know if it's from my shit. I don't know. Anyway, whatever if y'all are playing something or whatever, I think I can hear it.
What does
Anyway,
it sound like?
I just hear a
'Cause
faint
there's, like,
voice talking.
Oh
Are
no,
you guys
it's
in
not.
a quiet room or are you guys shit playing?
Yeah. No.
No,
Okay.
I was asking what you were hearing because there's like water going through the pipe.
No,
but
I'm not
clearly it's
hearing
that.
water. I'm hearing like a
No.
voice. But anyway, maybe it's something in my computer. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna take Browning. I'm gonna take that huge number. 10.5 is just too big. I feel like the Bengals, if they have any pride at all, should be able to cover that at home.
Nice.
Plus, you got
like
a lot of injuries with the Lions defense, man. Lions secondary, like let's see T. Higgins and Jamar Chase earn that money, and win these one-on-one matchups against a Lions secondary that is not exactly the no-fly zone of was the Broncos that where they had the no-fly zone, that secondary, I forget. Anyway,
No, that was Arizona, I think. Peterson.
they were the no-fly.
Oh, was
zone.
it? Maybe you're right. Maybe it was the Broncos.
I thought the Broncos. I think it was the Super Bowl year that the Peyton Manning. Anyway,
Okay. Maybe, yeah.
Okay, and my last pick, I'm gonna go with. I would have loved to have taken the Saints when they were dogs, but I'm not gonna take them as favorites. No way. Yeah, my last pick. I want to take the Jets, but I won't. Out of principle, just because I have respect for myself. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. I'm gonna take New England. I'm gonna take New England. I'm gonna take another big number. I'm gonna take the 8.5, and I'm gonna just hope that this is a Vrabel bet for me. I'm gonna bet that that Vrabel's gonna hold me down. I mean, we saw Buffalo give a beat down to New Orleans at home, but New Orleans kept it kind of tough and spicy for the first half, but obviously Buffalo was still not able to cover the huge number. This is not that big of a number, but it's also not that bad of a team. I don't think New England is good, but I don't think they're as bad as New Orleans. They're certainly not as badly coached as New Orleans. And I just feel like, I'm going to have another little Stephon Diggs revenge game. Maybe he gets into the end zone against Buffalo. I don't think there's any love lost there. I just think I'm going to trust this is a type of spot and a primetime spot. The primetime games tend to be a little bit closer. Obviously, that did not work out for me last Monday with the Bengals and the fucking Broncos. But you're going to give me a primetime division dog getting more than a touchdown. 1 point pick. I can't pass that up. Give me New England with the 8.5.
Wow, I like it. Spicy.
So while Robert may have some respect for himself, this guy right here does not. So give me the Jets.
Wow.
It's a great pick, and it's not
for any
disrespectful.
other.
It's just disrespectful because I went on that whole rant. I can't go, and I think
Yeah,
it's respectable, and that I'm just making it clear. I'm not attaching that lack of self-respect to you. That's purely personal reflection here.
Right.
I just think Dak after a great game at home, going across the country, away on turf. I mean, I know that he's used to playing there with the Giants, and obviously we know what his record is with them, but they have a lot of injuries. If I'm not mistaken, they may have up to 4 people on the offensive line injured. The running game hasn't been great. I mean, I like how the Javante Williams runs, but I don't know. I don't think that there's like a game breaker on offense that kind of like can hurt this bad defense. I mean, George Pickens, you know how I feel about George Pickens, so I don't know, man. I don't, you know,
He
as
better
bad
not
as the
eat
Jets,
sauce up. He better not eat
yeah,
sauce up. That's all I'm gonna say.
and as bad as the Jets have been, they have kept 3 of the 4 games pretty close to the end. So just going off that, Aubrey kicking outside. I know he's a weapon, but kicking outside is very different than kicking at the Jerry World. So 2.5 points, give them to me. 1 point
Wow.
pick. They haven't been great anyway, so might as well go with the. I have 2 things to root for them.
Wow. I like it. I like it. Um, that's one of the games I definitely liked first when I first saw it on Thursday or later earlier in this
And we
week.
talked about this. Flex and I talked about this on Monday because remember I had mentioned I was like I'm really liking the Jets at home as a dog because I had looked at that line Sunday night and we talked about it Monday and I was like the only reason I'm not gonna bet it early is because I feel like no matter what happens in this Jets game, they're not gonna lose the number. It can only go bigger.
Right.
Like, even if they would have killed the Dolphins, I think they still would have been 2.5-point dogs. But the fact that they lost to the Dolphins, I thought, shit, maybe we'll get a 3, maybe we get 3.5. Who knows?
Right. Well, all right. Well, I had a big cojones idea, but since this is my 1 point pick, I'm not gonna call it my big balls or big cojones pick. Um,
Take
but
Tennessee with the hat on. Do it.
nah, it's not even that. I'm actually,
Oh,
I'm actually, it's funny. Every time I
damn.
wear this hat, I'm like, I want to do it, and I'm like, I just can't.
I'm not going to lie. I thought about taking Tennessee, but I couldn't.
I forgot what week it was when and I wore it, and I wanted to take him that day, and I didn't. But anyway, with that being said, this is my 1 point pick. It's not a pick cojones pick, but I'm going to the city that I'm going to next week. I'm going to Philadelphia, and I'm taking the Denver Broncos getting 3.5.
Oh, wow. Nice.
I'm doing it. It's my 1 point pick. I had another one here, but just looking at my piece of paper, it smelled like shit, so I didn't want to pick it. So I went with I was gonna go with the Miami Carolina game, but I'm going with this one here because I've been said it before. I said it with the Rams, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm waiting for that coach. I'm waiting for that team to outcoach them and to outdog them, and I think the Broncos could do it, man. I think they got the right coach. I think they got some fight in them. I think Bo Nix. I think I feel like he's one of those guys that feels comfortable when everyone's like, once he shows how bad he is, he's better than that. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he's trending to be that kind of quarterback. And
Yeah,
this
well,
is
what you're saying translates into his against the spread record. He's covered way more as a dog than as a favorite. He's terrible as a
there you go.
favorite, great as a dog, which
Right.
speaks to what you're saying.
Wow, that's great. You just made me feel better about that pick. Yeah. So definitely I just feel like that I feel like that's what's happening with him, and I think this is a good how you guys say it? It's, buy buy low, sell high. So I think this is a good opportunity for that. I think the Eagles are losing a little bit of their magic week to week, and I think this will be the one that'll do it at home to disappoint the crowd. And I think I will be in Philly that day, so hopefully I'll give them some good luck. The Denver
Nice.
Broncos, that is.
Go to the game.
No, I'm not.
You could wear
Going to the city.
go to the game wearing a Bo Nix jersey.
Yeah, I might not make it back.
All
But
right,
yeah,
you want to
I
start
love the
kick off
music
the
there.
money line parlay draft?
Yeah, the money parlay. I'm gonna go with my.
Let's
I'm gonna go with my
be
cheap.
just be good with the picks. Think deep.
Right.
Let's get
I'm
some
going.
of these.
I'm going with Kansas City here. Kansas City to
Damn.
beat
All
the
right,
Jags.
KC. Flex, who you got?
Actually, I like that one a lot. Um, hmm.
Yeah, only a minus 175 is a nice. That's a nice money line price for that.
Yeah.
Give me the Eagles.
Ooh.
Wow, taking the Eagles. Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't like it
Interessante.
in terms of with the 3.5, giving the 3.5, but I think money line. I think they figure a way to
Wow,
squeeze it out.
confident in the Eagles. Interesting. All right. My pick is a game I'm staying away from as far as against the spread, but I think the Bryce Young thing might be over. And as much as I've been down on the
You think so?
Dolphins, this is a good Tua spot. This is where Tua plays well against a shitty team. I think Tua can put something together. If you were telling me I'd rather take Tua as a short favorite against a shitty team than take Tua as a huge dog against a good team, or even a short dog against a good team. I think that as much as I hated to watch it, I wanted the Jets to sort of put the candle out and say goodnight to the Dolphins. I felt like they could have, if they would have lost that game, they go to 0-4. All the wheels start falling off. So much of what I invested in against the Dolphins was contingent on that. Anyway, I'm taking the Dolphins. We're not supposed to do all that with the money line.
Right. I was wondering. I was seeing.
I got back-to-backs?
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking the Dolphins, and I'm going to take the... I'm taking the Dolphins, and I'm taking the... Fuck. Do I dare? I'll take the Chargers. I'll take the Dolphins and the Chargers.
Damn it.
Oh, nice.
There's not a lot of juice to make a good money line parlay on here.
Just make a winning parlay, man. That's what I've been trying to focus on. And last year I was always trying to get spicy, trying to find some feisty dogs, and I just kept on going 2-1, and the parlay ain't worth shit 2-1. So I was just like, let me try to find, instead of these dogs that I think can win, I'm gonna just go with short favorites that I expect to win.
Right. Mark.
So give me the Vikings.
Yeah, that was the other one that I was liking a lot.
I was
Yeah,
pretty
like-
confident in the Vikings.
All right. Well, unlike H, I'm gonna go with some dogs here. I'm gonna go with the New York Giants, and I'm gonna go with the New York Jets.
Oh, God damn it.
Denver? No, what is it? I got Chiefs, Giants, Jets.
Wait, so you're going Giants and Jets back to back? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Just give me the Houston Texans, man. I think Houston is
I
bad.
wanted that one.
I think Houston is bad, but the Ravens, man.
Yeah, they just
That
said
defense-
Hamilton is out too.
Yeah, and I think Matabuke is out too, so it's like
Yeah.
I don't have that same fear in terms of like game records on their offense, like against that
Yeah.
offensive line. You know?
If you was to do the spread, though,
two
would you guys-
desperate teams, but no, I would not. As a matter of fact, I took as the Lamar news was starting to click, I took the Texans as a dog on Monday before
Nice.
they even announced them. But
Nice.
no, I wouldn't take them as a favorite. No way. I would probably, if I was going spread,
Right.
I would hope to get 3 with the Ravens. But if I was taking the game spread, I would go 2.5. I would take the points.
Yeah, because I almost
Houston's
did.
so bad, man.
Yeah,
Houston's
because I
been
almost
so
did.
bad.
I almost took
Nothing
Baltimore.
good.
Like, yo, you know what the most frustrating bet I had last week was fucking taking Houston in my Survivor, which they won, which I was happy with. They beat Tennessee. But as a hedge, because I was so afraid of Houston, I took Tennessee plus 4. They were getting 4.5 points in the first half. You get 4.5 points in the first half. You hold the other team to 6 points and don't cover.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Like, Houston is in trouble. As bad as Tennessee has been, to have 6 points in the first half, that's a disaster. Only thing that you could hope for is that maybe Woody Marks changes the whole thing and they get a whole, running game going that could sort of complement. By the way, I saw a video. I don't know if y'all saw this. It was a video of C.J. Stroud getting sacked, and it was his whole old line. Like, the Tennessee rushed 2. The whole old line, all 5 dudes blocked one guy, and he got sacked. Did you see that video? I thought that shit was Yo, I seen that shit. I thought it was AI. I was like, that can't be real, yo.
You said the ends came in and everybody in the center was guarding the tackle.
It wasn't the ends. It was right up the middle. The center snapped the ball and let Simmons go right up the middle and sack Stroud.
Oh, the quick one, that 2-point. Like, that's the fastest sack in the
I don't know,
like
what
in the
it was.
NFL.
I just seen a video clip of it on TikTok. I don't know.
Yeah, there was a sack that was, I think it was the fastest sack in the NFL. I don't know in how long.
That's probably about it. But it looked crazy. I was like, yo,
I saw that one.
I was like, yo,
it
is
took
this
like
real?
1
Is this
second.
AI?
I saw.
Like,
I don't know
couldn't
what team
imagine how you could have that type of miscommunication. Anyway, I got one last pick, right?
Yes.
Okay, my last pick, I'm gonna take. I already took the Chargers, took the Bills. You got the Monday Nighter. There's not a lot left here.
I know, it feels like
You took the Jets and the Giants, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you went 2 dogs, and you took Philly.
Kansas City. I got Kansas City.
You got KC. You know what? I'll go on guard. I'll take the Saints.
Nice.
I'll take the Saints to squeeze out a
So
win in
that's
their the only game that they'll be favored in all year.
So you got Saints.
I shouldn't take the Saints. I don't expect the Saints to win. Why am I taking the
Really?
Saints?
Okay. One of my
I'll stay
my
with it,
legs
but
hit
I
finally.
it's one of what?
One of my legs hit for tonight's. Thing.
What leg? Oh, which one?
I just need a Devontae Adams.
Carry on, Williams.
touchdown.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I need to
tally
add-
these
I
up
got
real
carry
quick.
on my phone.
Minnesota. No. Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm just telling.
I got carry on, Devontae
Kyron?
Adams anytime, and then I got Matthew
Yeah,
to throw
Kyron.
over 199. Kyron, yeah, what I said? Yeah, Kyron Williams.
Carry on.
Kyron
You're
Williams.
not going on an airplane.
Nah. Rams to win, Niners to cover. But I got one leg, so see what happens with Adams and Matthew throwing for 199. I don't know if he's gonna do it. That defense is playing well.
You got Chiefs,
Yo,
Giants, Jets.
Can
Go
we
ahead.
run through all the picks real quick?
Yeah, I'll give you mine.
You should watch the show, man. It's a good show. I don't know why you don't want to watch it.
Yeah, both y'all niggas stole picks from me. So I'm like,
which
as soon as you
picks?
say it,
Which ones?
because the first one
money
you took
line or the picks.
in both.
Picks. Oh.
Come
Which one
on,
you had?
guy.
Which one you had?
No, because I was gonna
money
take the
line?
Jets in the money
A
line.
spread.
These
Um,
allergies are busting me up, man. Fuck.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Struggling. All right, I'll go through all the picks right now. You ready?
Yep.
all right, go for it.
All right, flex, 3-point pick, you have the LA Chargers. 2-point pick, you have the Las Vegas Raiders. 1-point pick, you have the New York Jets. Word Life, 3-point pick, you have the Kansas City Chiefs. 2-point pick, Minnesota Vikings. 1-point pick, Denver Broncos.
Yep.
My 3-point pick is the Seattle Seahawks. My 2-point pick is the Cincinnati Bengals. And my 1-point pick is the New England Patriots. The Moneyline Parlay. Flex is parlaying the Philadelphia Eagles, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Houston Texans. Word Life is parlaying the two New York teams, Giants and Jets, with the Kansas City Chiefs. That is 572, by the way, and Flex, yours is 277. And my parlay will be Miami, the Chargers, and the New Orleans Saints. I didn't add it up yet. That was the last one I was doing. But those are all of the picks. And last but not least, let's see what the box has in store.
Mm-hmm. Flex, which ones got stolen from you?
The Chargers on the money line, the Jets on the money line from you. The Seahawks on the 3-point on its first one.
Seahawks.
And I like your Vikings. And I was debating on the Chiefs one.
I actually had the. Oh my.
No, go ahead.
I had the Bucks. I actually had the Bucks in case y'all took any of my picks, and I also had Carolina, but I switched to Carolina.
You had the Bucks money line?
No.
No. What do you mean you had the Bucks in case?
No,
in
no.
case we took the
in
other
case,
ones.
yeah, in case y'all took one of
Oh.
them. No, because both of y'all went Seattle, so I want to see if I'm missing. So what am I missing?
Well, one of the things I'm going to say is that one of the things that I've kind of learned is that as much as you like, or as much as I typically like to find a short dog, especially for the money line draft, like I feel like we had kind of been putting together short dogs to try to put together the money line draft. Short dogs have been the hardest recipient of the way that the numbers have played out this year, so far this year and all of last year. Like how all the favorites were covering. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that the favorites were covering the huge numbers. The big dogs were still doing pretty well in terms of how they historically do. It really was the short dogs that just were never covering. They weren't covering the 3.5s. They weren't covering the 2.5s, and they weren't winning outright. So just something to keep in mind, because that's one of the things I was looking at. As much as I love these short dogs, and hopefully it turns out this week that because there's a lot of home dogs this week. So hopefully it works out for this week. But I went back and I was looking like last year and this year, just trying to figure out what some of the trends are. And the short dogs have really been the big sufferer of all this shit. But, all right. Anyway, let's finish this off so I can fucking sniffle my ass up out of here. First pick for the box. Digging deep. First pick we have
the Buffalo Soldiers.
The Cleveland Browns.
Uh-oh, that's not good for me.
Cleveland Browns rolling with Dylan Gabriel. Who knows? Maybe Dylan Gabriel doesn't even finish the game. Maybe we do see Shedeur Sanders. Second pick for the box. Baltimore Ravens getting 2.5.
Baltimore.
Box is all
Baltimore.
Box is all AFC North so far. Will it complete the AFC North with the Bengals? It can't go Steelers because the Steelers are on a bye. No, the box does not say Bengals. The box does not say AFC North. The box says Flex and Gino are not ready to write back.
Ooh, let's go. Let's go.
And the box takes the Raiders for the third and final pick. And I'm not making this official. Maybe I should make it official. No, I'm not ready to make it official. I got to look a little deeper. I want to get back on my touchdown streak. But I'm almost sure if I don't find anything else that I love at +2, I'm going to go with A.D. Mitchell for a bounce back in that game. Because I saw he was at like 390 or something like that. And I just feel like narrative-wise, makes total sense for him in a game where they're a big favorite like that to redeem himself, because I'm sure that he is aware of how he has become the conversation of the week, and I'm sure that in the building they're aware of how he became the conversation of the week and how he blew that game. Or that's right. I don't think he blew the game, but that's what the conversation out of the game. So I feel like there's value on that pick right there, but I'm not making it official yet. But
But at
anyway,
those 7 points really hurt him though.
no, the
Not to
7
say they
points
would've
killed
won or
him, and the
lost, but
holding
it hurt
penalty
him.
killed him. The holding penalty on the other touchdown, he hurt him that game.
Yeah.
But you know what? And as much as I've been caping up for Shane Steichen, and I felt like he had a chance to do a little Daniel Jones turnaround, and I believe in him as a coach, yo, in a tie game in the fourth quarter in that drive, there's no way. I don't know if it's his fault, but at the end of the day, he's the face of the coaching. You cannot have 10 men on the field when you give up that game-winning
That's
touchdown.
crazy.
You can't.
To
That's
Tutu Atwell.
inexcusable. Yeah.
My
I'm
boy.
sorry.
Crazy.
I love Shane Steichen. I think he's a good coach, but they had every chance. Like, listen, I was happy. It covered for me, won the bet, but inexcusable. You cannot have 10 men on the field and give up the game-winning touchdown like that, especially in a game where they were super competitive and fucking, you know, Daniel Jones, he broke his no-turnover streak, but I mean, he's still Daniel Jones. I don't think you can ask for much more than what he gave you in that game. He gave you, he put you in position to win, and the defense let them down by blowing that play. And to have 10 men on the field in a crucial game moment like that, like that has to fall on the coach. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. Oh, speaking of that, I forgot that. Damn, I'm gonna debut. I didn't get to do it this past week because I was unprepared. But I have a segment I'm gonna do when we do the Monday show. We're gonna try. I want to try to do another Monday show this week. It's called the Coach Bag, and I put together a little intro video for it and everything. And I'm gonna reach in my coach bag. We see who's in there, who we pull out of the coach bag that needs to get beat up. And I have a feeling Shane Steichen might find himself inside of my coach bag this Monday, but we'll see.
That's the carry on right there.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna reach into the coach bag segment. And that's it. I got nothing else. Y'all got anything?
Nah, man.
No, sir.
Good
What's
luck.
it gonna take for a Jackson Dart jersey to be in the mail? What do we use? Is it only Eagles home win? That's it.
Eagles anywhere win.
He beats the Eagles, you get in the jersey. That's set in stone.
I can't make a bet on that. Maybe one of them.
If he beats the Eagles and we get you the jersey, will you wear it?
1,000%.
All right.
1,000%.
And then what we gotta get for you to get a Brian Dable something?
Nah.
Brian Dable shirt or something.
Yeah, I have a Brian Dable upside roasting like the fucking chickens you were talking about.
Like a
Like a
porky pig
with an apple in
a
his
porky
fucking
pig
mouth.
doing a thing, but it's
Right.
fucking Dable's face.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
That would be
That's
great.
it.
That's marketing right there.
Right.
Why did I
Joe-
just do the? That's almost like
with
the
a
Tommy
gutted-
DeVito I did there.
Right. With a gutted Joe Shane and Mara in the back.
Yo, my guy Shane, don't disrespect him. He's the man.
Fuck him. He's hiding. Where's he hiding
All right.
at?
Where are we at with the score of the game? Last but not least.
17-7 San Fran, man.
Wow, what a spot.
And the Rams just missed a field goal
Damn.
out of the end. They were moving
Who's
the ball.
that? They got Cardi still over there? Cardi B?
I don't know.
Is
Speaking
that
of
the-
Cardi
I think
B,
that's their kicker's name, right? Cardi?
I don't know. He just missed though. He needs to be carted away.
With that being said, good luck to
Been hanging around with
everybody.
you.
See you Monday.